Okay, hi everyone. Welcome to yet another guided newspaper practice session. We organize these sessions every morning with the aim to improve your fundamentals. In case you're there, just give me a hi on the chat box so I know that you're there. But otherwise, I will just wait for a few more minutes for everyone to get joined in. Yes, hi. Hi, Deep, Kwisha, Pratiksha, Sumi, Dheeraj. Hello. I will still wait for a few more people and we'll get started after that. Yes. Hi, Gayatri, Pama, hi, good morning. Dheeraj, hi. Okay. All right. So today's topic is also based around COVID, about specifically about a company, Oyo. You might have heard of Oyo, right? So hospitality business has been hit hard, and Oyo is no different. Oyo was one of the biggest service providers in this particular field, right? And this was a startup which was funded by a lot of people and it was one of the successful companies. But since the pandemic has hit, Oyo also has got affected and it has laid off many of its employees. This article is about Oyo's plan of recovery. Okay? Battered means someone who is shattered, someone who has lost everything. That's battered. Okay? Battered Oyo's plan for life after COVID. All right, that's what the article is about today. It's kind of, rounded around Oyo and how they should recover from this particular pandemic. Okay, so who do we have? Yes, Dolly. Hi, Jemin, Janvi, Shri, Dolly. Yes. Okay, all right. Okay, let's get started. We will, as usual, do 4 rounds. You will first listen to me speaking the article, and then we will do the reading together. We will then do guided speaking, and after that, you guys will do of framing sentences. Okay, Utkarsh is also here. Hi, Utkarsh. All right. Okay, so just pay attention to me and try to understand as much as possible you can out of the article. Okay, all right. 1 year ago, Oyo was not just India's second most valuable internet startup, it was one of the biggest employers among internet companies in the country. At the end of last year, Oyo's staff count touched 30,000 globally and about 10,000 in India. Today, Oyo employs less than 10,000 people across all its markets, including India. Though the shrinkage seems stunning, the company is likely to shed even more staff in the coming months as the demand continues to remain feeble, people familiar with the matter said. In an interview with Mint, Oyo founder and chief executive Ritesh Agarwal said that the company will continue to invest heavily in technology but doesn't anticipate any substantial restructuring. The ongoing COVID pandemic has ravaged the travel and hospitality business globally, but it has hit Oyo particularly hard. In India, apart from the occasional spikes during long weekends, demand is nowhere near pre COVID levels. Though China has been successful in curbing the pandemic, the ongoing tensions between India and China cast doubt about Oyo's long term prospects in the world's second largest economy. The US and Europe are experiencing a second larger wave of COVID 19, which may partly reverse the fledgling recovery in the hospitality business in those areas. To be sure, the news of vaccine breakthroughs by Pfizer and Moderna has raised hopes that the beginning of the end of the pandemic is near, especially in the West. Also, stocks of hospitality companies like Marriott International have more than doubled from their April lows. Airbnb, which agreed to a down round in April at a valuation of 18 billion, has since made a strong recovery and is now expected to file for an initial public offering that could value the firm at $30 billion. Okay, understood? Is this article easy to understand? Okay, hi, Joby, Amna, Sadhana, Tejas, Meghna, Donna, good morning. But was this article easy to understand? Just give me a yes. Okay, Deep, Donna, you guys understood. All right, Shri, Utkarsh, yes. Okay, we also saw some good words, good phrases. We also understood that, yes, we also understood how laying off, the word or phrase laying off, can be rewritten, how damage can be written, right? We will look at that when we read the article in detail. Okay, yes, okay, great, great. All right. All right. Okay. So let's just read the article a little more in detail and then we will do guided speaking. Okay. And remember, you cannot read the article passively. Try to understand every sentence that is written, and especially when you're reading newspaper articles. That way, you are used to being focused on the passages or the articles that you read, and generally, your reading score improves. Okay, all right, let's get started once again with the article. 1 year ago, Oyo was not just India's second most valuable internet startup, second most valuable, something that has immense value either in terms of money or in terms of respect. Okay, not just, it's a very good compound structure, not just India's most valuable, second most valuable internet startup. It was one of the biggest employers among internet companies in the country. Okay. At the end of last year, as in at the end of 2019, Oyo's staff count touched 30,000 globally and about 10,000 in India alone. That was the count of Oyo's staff last year. Okay. Today, now with the pandemic, Oyo employs less than 10,000 people across all its markets, including India, all its markets, as in places where it serves. It can be Europe, it can be US, China, wherever. It employs less than 10,000 people across all its markets. Okay, all right. Though the shrinkage seems stunning, as in shrinkage, reduction in size, seems stunning, shocking. The company is likely to shed again, let go of, shed even more staff in the coming months as the demand continues to be feeble, small, okay, negligible, feeble, that's feeble. People familiar with the matter said. All right. So good words here: shrinkage, shed more staff, feeble. All these are good words. Stunning. In one way, stunning can be to say that you look good and all of that. But here, stunning is equivalent to saying shocking. Okay, that's what stunning means here. Not that it's good or anything. All right, understand the difference. All right, so that's with this paragraph. I hope this was clear, no problems here. Just try to make note of these words because I'm trying to highlight these words so that you get triggered and then note these words down. Okay, shed is to let go of, to reduce, Tejas. That's what shed means. Okay, let's move forward. In an interview with Mint, Oyo founder and chief executive said that the company will continue to invest heavily in technology, invest a lot in technology, but doesn't anticipate, expect, foresee, okay, any substantial restructuring. Substantial, something that is significant. That's what substantial means. Restructuring, change in the way company works, change in how the company works or is structured in terms of employees and all of that. Shrinkage, reduce in size. Okay, feeble, negligible, small. That's what feeble means. Yeah. All right. Moving forward, yeah. The ongoing COVID-19 pandemic has ravaged the travel and hospitality business globally. Ravaged, damaged to a large extent. Okay, that's what ravaged means. As in, it has caused immense damage to travel and hospitality business globally, but it has hit Oyo, as in not literally hit. It is just that it has affected Oyo particularly hard. Okay, hit hard is again a good phrase, not very commonly used in formal writings, but it's slightly conversational. But it has hit Oyo, the company, particularly hard. Hit hard means to affect badly. That's what it means. Okay. Okay, in India, apart from the occasional increase during long weekends, demand is nowhere near pre-COVID levels. So, apart from the long weekends, where people just book places and then go and come back, apart from that, there is no demand at all to visit places or to stay in hotels. There's no such demand, and it's nowhere close to what it was pre-COVID. That's what this sentence means. Okay. All right. Moving forward, let's just do two more paragraphs and then we will do guided speaking. Though China has been successful in cutting down on its infection numbers. Okay, curbing, restricting the spread of the pandemic, the ongoing tensions between India and China, it's cast doubt, as in not cast doubt, laid out on Oyo's long term prospects in the world's second largest economy, as in this one, China. Okay, second largest economy. The US and Europe are experiencing second larger wave of COVID-19, okay, which may partly reverse the fledgling recovery in the hospitality business in those areas. Fledgling recovery, anything that's rising, emerging. Okay, fledgling, the one that has fallen down and has increased, that's emerging out of something, that's fledgling. Fledgling recovery in the hospitality business in those areas. Yes, curbing is to slow down the spread, restricting something. That's what curbing means. Look at the amount of good words that you had written or understood today. There was ravaged, okay. There's also fledgling, as in emerging, okay. In this case, it's an adjective. We also saw curbing is also a less common word. Cast doubt is a great collocation. Hit hard, also a great collocation. Let's, yeah, invest heavily, also a great collocation. Shrinkage, shed, feeble, these are some great words that you picked, right? Do you forget them? No, you write them down and try to frame sentences with these words every single day. Okay, all right, moving on, the last paragraph for today, and then we will move to guided speaking. To be sure, the news of vaccine breakthrough is some kind of great discovery, great invention, something that is very very helpful to a lot of people and something that has never happened before. Okay, partly reverse, as in, yeah, partly reverse, to come back to its original way, which may partly reverse the fledgling recovery, as in, the sentence tries to indicate that although US and Europe have recovered from COVID, they still will not be able to meet this and come to their olden demands. That's what this sentence indicates. All right, was that sentence clear? Yes? Yeah? All right. Great. So let's move on to the next paragraph now. To be sure, the news of vaccine breakthrough, some kind of an invention that has never happened before by Pfizer and Moderna has raised hopes that the beginning of the end of the pandemic is near. This is just a slightly symbolic, poetic phrase. Okay. Beginning of the end of the pandemic is near, especially in the West with the vaccine breakthroughs. Okay, all right. Also, stocks, as in stock market, stocks of or stock prices, share prices of hospitality companies like Marriott International have more than doubled since April, and the same thing has happened with Airbnb, and it is now expected to file for an initial public offering that could value the firm at about $30 billion. What is an initial public offering? IPO is when the company becomes public and gets money from the public to as capital to run itself. Okay, that's what Airbnb is planning to do. Now, all this is happening because of the vaccine breakthroughs, partly associated with that. Okay, but the problem with Oyo is that in countries like US and Europe, the cases are rising. And again, whatever recovery it had in terms of revenue, in terms of demand, it's going away. Same thing with China and India, the tensions between the two countries is affecting the prospects of Oyo in China. So the problem here is with Oyo. All right. So, did you now understand the article? Did you now understand it? Although it was just about one particular company, but I hope the article is now clear. Right? Yes. Okay. All right. Ajanta, Niyati, Dolly, Utkarsh, Kwisha, Shri. All right. Okay. Okay. Great. Yeah. All right. Let's now move to guided speaking. And remember, when you read articles, you also tend to frame your own opinions. You have your own biases, and those start coming in when you read something. Okay, so I will ask you to frame sentences with the words that you learned today. I truly want you to note down these words. I'm just going to repeat the words that are less common: shrinkage, shed is a very good word. Remain feeble. Feeble is a very good word, means negligible. Okay, and there's substantial, anticipate, invest heavily. All these are great phrases and words. Again, spike is a rise. That's what it means. Ravaged means to get damaged. All right, curbing is slowing down something. Cast doubt, laid out on something. Fledgling recovery, emerging recovery, something that's rising recovery. Okay, breakthrough is some kind of an event that did not happen before. All right, and yes, I think we're done here. Raised hopes, all these are great collocations. Strong recovery, uh, these are good words for you or phrases for you to use in your writing, especially in the essays. Okay, so note them down. All right, so let's get to guided speaking. You don't have to dramatize your voice too much. It's just that you have to stress at places where there's significant information. Okay, and also do not do this with passages that you read as a part of reading practice. Don't do this. Do it only as a speaking activity. Okay, for reading, you should be able to speed read and try to understand the context of the passage as you move forward. You can't be doing speaking and reading together. It does not work that way, or you will not be able to understand the passage as good as you would do if you're reading it silently. Okay, all right, let's get started. Just try repeating after me, and I'm going to be slightly fast here, remember, and I expect you to improve your fluency with this guided speaking activity. Okay, let's get started. 1 year ago, Oyo was not just India's second most valuable internet startup, valuable Internet startup, not valuable, valuable. Internet startup. It was one of the biggest employees among internet companies in the country. Sorry, employers. It was one of the biggest employers among internet companies in the country. Okay. At the end of last year, at the end of last year, OYO staff count touched 30,000 globally and about 10,000 in India. Reached 30,000 globally and about 10,000 in India. Okay. Okay. All right. Moving forward. Today, OYO employs less than 10,000 people across all its markets, including India. Remember to silence the R a bit. Markets, including India. Though the shrinkage seems stunning, the company is likely to shed even more staff in the coming months as demand continues to remain feeble. People familiar with the matter said. Demand, okay, demand. That's how it's not demand. Demand, that will become American. Demand. That's British. We always follow that convention. Do not change your pronunciation midway. Okay, as demand continues to remain feeble, people familiar with the matter said. Okay, moving on. In an interview with Mint, OYO founder and chief executive said that the company will continue to invest heavily in technology, but doesn't anticipate any substantial restructuring. Quick reminder, you can't use these contractions in your IELTS writing essays. They're just writing it because this article seems a little informal. Okay, yes, repeating the sentence again, said that the company will continue to invest heavily in technology, but doesn't anticipate any substantial restructuring. Significant restructuring, anticipate, expect, foresee, forecast. Okay? Any substantial restructuring. Change of organization structure. That's what restructuring in this case means. All right? Okay. Okay, I'm moving forward now to the next paragraphs. Okay, I just want to finish this paragraph and then we will try and frame sentences. The ongoing COVID 19 pandemic has ravaged the travel and hospitality business globally. I'm challenging you. But it has hit OYO particularly hard. In India, apart from the occasional spikes during long weekends, demand is nowhere near pre COVID levels. Okay, done. Did you guys try and read it along with me in the same speed? Did you stress at the same places? And did you understand how you should pronounce certain words? Yes, give me a quick yes. Yeah. All right. Good. Good. Utkarsh, Niyati, Dharini, Sadhana, Ajanta, Titi. Okay. Shri, Gayatri. Good job, all of you. All right. So let's just try and frame sentences now. And I'm going to ask you a question. You will frame that sentence with the word substantial. Substantial means something that is important, something that's significant, something that's notable. That's substantial. Okay. So let's try and frame sentence for this question. All right. Do you think letting go of employees, as in removing employees from a company because it's the pandemic, do you think that is a good thing to do? Do you think you took the right decision to remove people from the company and have people who are actually efficient and remove people who are inefficient and make sure their costs are come down? Do you think all this is good? Try and frame that sentence, whatever your answer is, with the word substantial. Use substantial in your sentence. So tell me if it's good for a company like Oyo to remove employees and to make sure that it focuses only on profits. Is that good? Or do you think it's bad? Why? And tell me, frame a sentence with substantial. This is ultimate. This is the ultimate challenge for you guys. Okay. Frame a sentence. Don't give me one word answers. This is exactly how you should think when you receive an essay question. You should be able to think this or whatever idea that is and think about how it is answering your question. Okay? Let's see who can frame a good sentence. Frame a sentence. Okay, Rahul has a sentence. It is not a good practice to fire efficient employees, but due to shrinkage in budget, they had to take this substantial step. Okay, crucial step. Rahul, fair enough. Good sentence. All right, good one, Rahul. Shri says removing employees is deplorable because they need substantial income to lead their daily life. Okay, yes. Shri, that can be rephrased by saying people would be affected substantially without the income that they receive. I think it's a bad thing because okay, but for not only financial aspects of an economy, but also for individuals who cannot survive because of money. lack of money. Okay. I don't think Oyo's decision was good enough for retiring employees. Firing employees is a good one, Niyati. With the aim there might be substantially. Okay, Niyati, I am assuming you want to say that their aim of substantially reducing their cost of operation is not good, and especially the decision is not good because they fired employees. Okay, though it was beneficial for the company, it was a substantial decision. No, it will have substantial effects on employees, Ajanta. Okay, good sentences. Okay, Janvi has a sentence. Owing to recent situation, it has substantially reduced its employees count. The decision to lay off is completely justified. Okay, all right, Janvi, but it has. Do you mean Oyo has substantially reduced its employee count? I reckon that. Okay, Donna has a sentence. Employees are forced to shed off. Companies are forced to shed off because business is dropping drastically, and the only way for substantial development or management. Okay, companies should pay substantial benefits to employees. Companies should provide with provide the employees with substantial benefits. The company is undergoing a period of substantial reforms. Nishant, the answer here should be to the question, why is it good or bad for Oyo to fire its employees? Is no longer unfamiliar, but it does affect the country's economy substantially, Pratiksha. Okay, it's a good sentence, but just needs a little bit of rephrasing. Oyo's decision of removing a lot of employees is a great step to substantially improve its financial status. Shrishti, that's how your sentence should be framed. Meghna, okay. Try to answer the question here, Meghna. Okay. All right. Utkarsh, good one. Good connectors as well. Jamin, okay. Because it is a substantial decision? No, it is a decision for boosting their income substantially. Jamin, okay. Substantial is an adjective. You're using it wrongly, some of you. Due to COVID, government should substantial some of the no. Should improve the situation of some people substantially. Again, Oyo's approaches is substantial? No. Oyo's approaches of removing employees substantially is good because it is required for its existence. So it's very substantial to take necessary steps for employees. No, substantial is something that is sizable, notable. That's substantial. You're using it wrongly. It's not exactly the same as important. So some number or some value that is important. That's how it should be framed. A substantial impact. That's the good sentence. Sadhana, good one. There's no comma before due to. All right. Okay, good sentence there. Good sentence there. Nice. All right, so that brings us to the end of this class as well. I hope you enjoyed framing sentences. If you wish to still frame sentences, please keep sending them on the chat box. And remember, you cannot let go of the words that you learn. This is how you learn vocabulary. Okay, and you learned how to use substantial today. Try to do this every day with good articles like these. Okay. All right. So I will see you in another guided newspaper class. If you guys aren't a part of our advanced programs, you can click on the link in the video description and fill out the admissions form. A counselor will get in touch with you and explain the program to you. All right. Okay, then keep practicing. Bye bye. Have a nice day.